Do you like basketball? Basketball. I like, but I'm not good at. Yes, I'm not.
Me too.
So I guess we're on. We're already on. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the State of the League podcast. I'm your host, Jack, aka JokicJoestar. With me, as always, the world famous PabloEscoball. How are you doing today, Pablo? I'm rambling on my intro.
I have actually two games. We found out Jack also has a game, so we're going to be triple.
Holy shit! Three games.
So one is short, and I thought I could work this into the show every single day. So
okay,
official happy birthday to, and it's an NBA player, and you got to guess which NBA player's birthday it is. So I'll give you some clues. Okay. I'll give you 4 clues.
All right.
He's turning 31 years old. He's a center. He is on the Sacramento Kings, and he was drafted by Phoenix in 2014. Whose birthday is it? Happy birthday!
Alex Len. Is it Alex Len?
Happy birthday, Alex Len! It's Alex Len.
Nice. Hell yeah. That fucking rocks. My game's a little crasser than that. The rules of my game are: I went on Reddit. I searched up a bunch.
People subscribe to Patreon, guys. This is a free episode.
Oh, Patreon. Shit. All right. So I guess, yeah, we could explain. We're doing a new type of schedule where in the off season we're going to be releasing 2 free episodes a week. 2. That's a bigger number than 1, which is what we're actively doing. However, these free episodes will probably be closer to like an hour, hour and a half long. And then on patreon.com/state of the league, you will still get a 2-hour episode every week, just full of basketball content, genius insights, stock tips, gambling props. You know, we'll be putting everything on the patreon.com/state of the league. So if you like the free episodes, you can go check us out on there for $5 a month. But like I said, 2 free episodes a week for the remainder of the off season, most likely. Just because, I don't know, I feel like we'll be able to put out higher quality episodes that way. So do you want to do your second game or do you want to do my game?
So just to recap, for free Monday, free Wednesday, Patreon Friday, but Monday and Wednesday are 1 hour. Patreon Fridays will be 2 hours, maybe longer. And
maybe longer.
There's a thriving Discord community full of ball knowers in there. And you can have say over the show. You can become an official lobbyist and gain power there. So head on over. Over. My game is not NBA related. It's just a good game. So is yours NBA related?
Okay. Yes, mine is. So I'm gonna pull a decision here. The NBA takes precedent in this matchup. So my game, I went on Reddit, and these are players that are in the finals right now. I typed in I typed in their name with the word fuck. And so these are all I clicked comments and I sorted by new, and I tried to find interesting comments saying fuck this player. So I have 5 here, and I the ones I picked, I'm gonna say you should get 80%. There's some context clues in these comments. So the first one, and I'm just going to say blank where it says their name. So when you hear the word blank, that's a placeholder for this person. How the fuck is blank leading as finals MVP? Now, keep in mind, this is from 3 days ago, so it's not necessarily who is actively leading in the finals MVP polls. So how the fuck is blank leading in finals MVP? Who do you think that is?
I'm going to guess that's Jason Tatum.
You're right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. It is Jason Tatum. How the fuck was Jason Tatum leading his finals MVP? He sure as shit not now. After the blowout disaster that rests entirely on his shoulders that went down in game 4. We'll get to that in a little bit. Number 2, it says, bruh, fuck blank. Dude is 100% on prayer threes. Who do you think is shooting 100% on prayer threes in this series?
Oh man, and it could be either team.
It could be. Oh my God, my weekly screen report just dropped. Shut up.
Oh wow, are you over under 10?
It's up 13%. I'm chilling at 7 hours a day.
Okay. Um, let's see. Who is shooting prayer threes only? It's not Tim Hardaway Jr., is it?
No, it's not. And they're not shooting 100% of their shots as prayer threes. They are just shooting 100% on the prayer threes that they take.
Who would this be? Multiple prayer threes. Is it Maxi Kleber?
No, it's not. Wrong team. I'll narrow it down for you. It's a Celtics player, but this is your last guess then.
Is it Al Horford?
No, it's Derek White.
Crap.
Which I didn't really like. I don't peg him as like a prayer three guy, but I rewatched the first half of game 4 last night in prep for this because I mean the first half was like the only competitive part, and he hit a couple where like the clock was running out and they just threw him a fucking grenade. And he like buried a 27-footer. So yeah, shout out to Derek White. You're 1 for 2. This next one, blank drops 82, surpassing Kobe in the Mavs' dominant win over the Celtics in Game 4. And he says, "Fuck you, Brian Windhorst, you fat fuck," as he walks off the court. Who could this be about?
Is this about Luka Doncic?
It is. It's about Hanzo mode Luka Doncic cooking. I mean, I guess this will be game 5. Or wait, no. So they predicted that Luka would dominate in game 4 based off of Brian Windhorst's kind of ethering of him on national television.
Okay.
Yeah. This was a pre-game 4 prediction. So they know what they're talking about. They know ball. All right, 2 for 3. Number 4. I mean, yeah, we absolutely blew, but if people think the Celtics, so I'm narrowing this down for you, but if people think the Celtics will play this horribly again and we completely give up the paint while fucking blank and Tim Hardaway Jr. rain threes on us, well, let's see if you can do it 4 in a row.
Wait, read that again?
All right, so it says, this is a Celtics fan talking. I mean, yeah, we absolutely blew, but if people think the Celtics will play this horribly again and we completely give up the paint while fucking blank and Tim Hardaway Jr. rain threes on us, well, let's see if you can do it 4 in a row. So who was really raining threes in game 4?
Okay, who was raining threes besides Tim Hardaway Jr.? Was this? Derek Lively.
It's not Derek Lively. That's a good guess though.
Okay. Was it Maxi Kleber?
No. One more.
All right. Who was making threes? Derek Jones Jr.?
No, it's Dante Exum. Oh my God.
Well, 40% 3-point shooter. So that's just like a normal day for him.
Just a normal day. I don't know. I guess they're not locked into how he's been since making his return to the NBA.
They're not locked into parties on Dante Exum.
Parties on Dante Exum?
That's the European team he's on.
Oh, okay. All right. I was like, who's partying on Dante Exum? Oh, all right. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. I almost said it. Fuck blank. 100 articles today about how the nicest man in basketball is finally going to win a ring. Fuck you. Nice, man. You took 1 shot in the first half. Mavs in 7. Who is this about?
That one's got to be Al Horford.
It is. And I said Al before I said it. So.
Oh, I didn't realize. I just knew 60%. Nicest man. It's either Horford or Conley.
Yeah, and Conley's out of the damn playoffs. So, yeah. Fuck Al Horford. Fuck Luka, Derek White, Tatum. Fuck them all. Yeah. That's my game. And I guess that leads us into game 4 talk. The Mavericks beat the dog shit out of the Celtics.
Wait, I still want to do my game, too.
Oh, okay.
my third game.
We're cranking out 3 games before we get to the finals analysis. Hell yeah. This is what you can expect from the excellence on the State of the League podcast, baby. Hit me with it. What do you got?
All right. Wait, pause it for a second.
All right. When we last left off, Pablo told us to pause because somebody said something gay, I guess, or because his game was so good that he needs prep time. Pablo, what is this non-NBA related game you're hitting me with?
Okay, so the game we're gonna play is called True or False Out Boy, and it's a Fall Out Boy themed game. So,
wow.
Were you ever a Fall Out Boy listener?
Not particularly. They do. Is that Sugar We're Going Down?
Yeah, Sugar We're Going Down Swinging.
Yeah. Well, okay. I know that song. Beyond that, not really.
So Fall Out Boy is infamous on their first couple albums for having insanely long song titles. Like they are just straight up sentences. And Fall Out Boy is also infamously horny. They are crazy horny.
Okay.
And so I'm going to read you a sentence and you have to guess whether it's true. You have to give me an answer, true or false. This is a Fall Out Boy song title. Okay. And yes. Song title specifically. So, number 1, I've got a dark alley and a bad idea that says you should shut your mouth. Parentheses, summer song.
That is a Fall Out Boy song.
That is true. Ding, ding, ding. You're 1 for 1. And I have 10 of these.
I know the naming conventions well enough that when it hits me with like a phrase like a dark alley and a bad idea. Yeah, like obviously that's these fucking edgelords trying to name a song. You have 10?
Yeah.
So, if I get 6, I'll feel good.
Okay. And so is there a positive connotation with I've got a dark alley and a bad idea that says you should shut your mouth? Is it a consensual thing, like let's get excited, or are we thinking Fall Out Boy's going mask off here?
I didn't necessarily picture it that way, but now that you framed it in that, because to me, like the dark alley was like he was gonna fight someone back there or something, maybe. But. Now,
so you picture him talking to a guy. Okay. Hey, shut your mouth, buddy. Before I come over there and shut it for you. Okay. See, I'm more familiar with Fall Out Boy's horniness, so I interpret it a different way.
Okay, all right.
But it's all in the eye of the Fall Out Boy beholder.
The Fall Out beholder, yes.
Yes. So number 2, a shooting star came, and I wish to be the friction in your jeans.
Oh, if that's made up, you're good at making these up, and I'm going to have a hard time. I'm going to guess that's Fall Out Boy.
That's false. That's not Fall Out Boy. This one is a little tricky because I used a lyric that they had in their song. Because in Sugar We're Going Down Swinging, I believe he says, wishing to be the friction in your jeans. So, one of the horniest song lyrics of all time. Incredible. So you're 1 for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, sending postcards from a plane crash. Parentheses, wish you were here.
Yes, it's Fall Out Boy.
That's true. That's Fall Out Boy. Who are they talking to?
I don't know. Probably the guy they were fighting in the alley, and they want him to die in a plane crash with them.
See again. I'm picturing like a girlfriend or something. I'm like, you want them to join you in the plane crash? You want? Okay. Number 4, come to my hotel room tonight if you want a green card.
That it cannot be true. That's made up. If you want a green card?
Yeah. That one is false. Number 4.
What is that based in? Is that in a lyric, or did you just straight up off the cuff?
I was just making stuff. I was
nice. Perfect. All right. That's 3 for 4. I'm doing good.
Okay. Number 5. The barista who always knows what I want. Parentheses, in my mouth.
You made that up.
Yeah, that one I made up.
In my mouth. They still have an air of poetic symbolism to their slutty, horny vibes that they're kind of oozing. So yeah, that I always want in my mouth. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. It's just not quite there. It needs a little more polish.
Okay. How much polish is this one? I'm like a lawyer with the way I'm always trying to get you off. Parentheses, me and you.
Yeah, I believe they wrote that.
They did write that.
That's like peak like 2013. Just like, I don't know, thinking
I
that's
think
clever.
this is like 2002 or like 2005.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that was good for 2005. And I mean, those fucking cavemen in the early 2000s. So like, oh, that's good. And then parentheses, me and you. Yeah, that implies like that's the real. That's like the chorus of the song.
Ah,
that's what gave it away.
Okay. Number 7, glory hole in the Berlin Wall. Parentheses, freedom.
You made that up.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's good. That's a good one. I like that. I would wear. I don't know. I wouldn't wear a shirt that says that, but maybe people who wear funny, edgy, silly shirts, they might wear that.
That's the one I felt. I felt like I was literally Fall Out Boy from Fall Out Boy. I'm like, the spirit of him is possessing me.
That was good.
Speaking through
That
me.
was good. Yes, that's not as heavy-handed as in my mouth. I had to hesitate on that one.
Did I cook on this next one, or did they cook? Number 8, our lawyer made us change the name of the song so we wouldn't get sued.
Oh, that's them.
It's true. That's them. That's
Damn,
them.
I'm literally Fall Out Boy. Oh my god.
All right. Number 9. I slept with someone in Fall Out Boy, and all I got was this stupid song written about me. And keep in mind, guys, this is for one song. This is
You wrote that.
That one is a real Fall Out Boy song.
Oh. Do you like them? Do you listen to them a lot?
I was really into them as a kid. I used to listen to Fall Out Boy and play Maple Story, and then I went away from them. And I've only recently went back and was like, what was I listening to? Let me check it out. And as I listen to the hits, I'm like, yeah, these are bangers for sure.
These are bangers.
Early Fall Out Boy.
Maybe I'll give them a listen. I swear to God, when I was in middle school, they have a cover of, I think, Beat It, if I'm tripping.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah, I liked that an embarrassing amount. Oh, my God. If I had a Spotify back then, it would have been in my Wrapped. It would have been like top 3.
Okay. The final one, number 10. Car crash into the brothel next to the church. Parentheses. Oh no, never mind. That was the answer I wrote. There's no parentheses in this song.
Parentheses. This is a real song.
It's not a real song. I made that one.
Oh shit! That was the best one so far. Yeah, brothel. Okay, I'm happy with that. I think I went 8 for 10 there.
Yeah, I think so. So you're true or false Out Boy. You conquered it.
Yeah, I'm true Out Boy.
All
right. Let me crack this bitch open. Okay, I'll throw a timestamp down for that. So at 12 minutes, technical difficulties, and then at, I guess we're 12 minutes ahead. This is 19 minutes. We can crack open Game 4 talk. Woo! Let's get it. All right. So now that False Out Boy is out of the way, the Mavericks beat the dog shit out of the Boston Celtics in Game 4. An absolute ass whooping. Pablo, how do you feel about this game right off the top? What are your off the cuff thoughts? Off the cuff. Oh my God. What do you think?
I think this is probably an outlier game. I think too many weird things happen.
This is the real series. It starts now, baby.
I think too many weird things happened, and so this is probably not going to continue. And so there were some changes in this game from the previous game. The Mavericks switched the bigs onto the Celtics perimeter players more. I guess they took inspiration from Al Horford. They're like, wait a second, if he can stay on Luka at an okay level,
he can't even move side to side.
So hopefully Daniel Gafford and Lively and Cleaver, maybe we could try that out. I don't know. So they did that and they had a little bit of success. They had way higher defensive intensity in general. Luka took the Brian Windhorst challenge to heart. Do you remember the Kobe challenge back in the day?
What, when he would like give you a challenge on Twitter?
Yeah, he's like, I challenge Giannis, you be MVP, and they were like,
that is
Kobe.
That is, I mean, I don't know. They obviously have a lot of respect for him and everything. Feels like the most pretentious thing you could possibly do. It's like, I have a challenge for Marcus Smart, and I don't know, just like you are just this fucking not deity, but maybe like a guru or somebody. Like people are ascending mountains to talk to you and shit. Yeah, I do remember the Kobe challenges though.
One of them, I believe it was DeMar DeRozan. Like Giannis got the challenge, be MVP. Someone else got a different basketball related challenge. When it came to DeMar DeRozan, I think he was like reconnect with an old friend. I'm sure he was pissed.
Oh, that's well. Okay, so like he's telling like Giannis, obviously he gets in the lab with Kobe. Kobe's like, dude, your footwork in the mid range is garbage. Like this is horrific. Oh my god, like your your percentages are literally the worst in the league. DeMar DeRozan asks him for help, and Kobe's like, oh, you're doing everything I would have done. I don't know. I don't know how to help this. Your mid-range pull-up is knocked down, man. Like you should really just focus on the personal side of things. Yeah, I do remember that. So, shout out. I mean, DeMar.
Do we think Kobe believed in depression? Maybe it was like maybe Kobe was like, yeah, this guy thinks he's depressed. Go talk to an old friend. That'll fix it.
That'll fix it. Go for a walk, man. You need to work out more. That's why Kobe doesn't believe in depression. He's the maxed out version of those people who are like, exercise helps with your dopamine levels. And so he was just like, that's why he was in the gym fucking 23 hours a day is because of that. So yeah. What were we just talking about? The defensive approach that Dallas had to this game. Yeah. Just intensity-wise, it very much was a different version of the Mavs compared to the first three games. Luka, especially, obviously he's going to be the big headline when they have a turnaround like this. Not necessarily in terms of him, like, really raising their overall level of play, but just in terms of not getting fucking evaporated by on every single drive.
Shut down Drew Holiday.
He had a lot of, like, weirdly really competent possessions. And it's not weird because I do feel like he can play at that level pretty consistently. And like his engagement was just a real issue in those first three games. And part of that is like he's been getting fucking painkiller injections into his knee and stuff. And so I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not like panicking about him never being able to play good defense based on that stretch of three games, even though it is really disappointing to see him be so bad in such like a huge moment in the NBA Finals. But this game, he was really good. I thought Dante Exum was really good, and so was Josh Green. It was weird. Again, rewatching the first half last night, there were plenty of possessions where, like, in transition, Luka would just straight up match on to Tatum or Brown or Drew Holiday, like, as the first initial guy. It didn't feel like Boston was as committed to attacking that in the first quarter. It did not feel like they were going at him the same way they had been in the first three games. And that really felt like it contributed to the just overall horrible offensive game that Boston had, like their lack of ability to send Dallas into rotation. It felt like it had a cascading effect to where in the middle of the second quarter, they were completely out of whack offensively. They were having possessions where like Horford brings it up, swings it to Derek White. That's the only pass that gets made. And then White ends up with like a really tough contested three-pointer or something. Just not the kind of offense we've seen Boston generate, not only in this series, all season long. Like, that's why they've been so good, and they just got completely away from that.
I think this was a horrific passing and decision-making game from Jason Tatum. He missed a lot of, like, they had Sam Hauser wide open. They had Peyton Pritchard wide open in the corner. The Mavericks were playing a roamer this entire game, it felt like, or mostly, when the bigs were either switching onto the perimeter or they were roaming. And so they were conceding wide open shots. There were definitely passes you could make to like Derek White out on the perimeter, like guys who are good shooters, but they just weren't making as many passes. And when they did make them, it was just an often shooting night for the Celtics. And I don't know if those are connected. Like maybe after you stop making shots, then you get reluctant to make the pass. And even when guys were getting the ball wide open, they would be like, "Ooh, quick swing to the next guy." But when you swing, then it gives the defense the chance to recover in rotation. And so, yeah, just really bad offensive process for the Celtics in this game.
Yeah, and I think that's it's interesting how, because I agree with a lot of the comps we've seen for this team, them versus like the 2014 Spurs, just in terms of like super deep team that has a lot of talented guys who as a collective just tend to overwhelm a team that might have higher top end talent at the top of their roster, but doesn't necessarily recreate what they do through their whole starting lineup or into their bench unit. But with a team like that, with a team like the Spurs or this Celtics team, when you have even one guy in the unit who is hesitating to make that extra swing pass or to make the first initial pass and generating bad looks that way, it fucks up the entire team's offense, because like Dallas can't keep up when the swing pass leads to a second swing pass that they immediately drive off of, and then they kick it out again, and they just like kind of recycle that motion until they wind up with a really good look from three, which they weren't converting in this game, or a really solid look in the paint, which they got a lot of in the first two games, especially. It felt like they just could not, Dallas could not stop Dallas couldn't stop Boston, specifically Jaylen Brown, from getting to the paint. And in this game, it felt like they really struggled to convert that. On the other end, Luka and Kyrie also, but just the whole Dallas team, they were phenomenal at scoring in the paint in this game. And they shot 40% from three. I'm not sure how much of that was bolstered by Hardaway's like 5 of 5 shooting in garbage time. I'm not sure what I have the box score here.
I wrote down, I saw this. So Luka and Kyrie went 1 of 14 from three, and the team was shooting around 30% from three before the starters were pulled, and 60% from the free throw line. But they had 56 paint points to Boston's 20.
And yeah, you felt that, and that additionally, like there's just so many things in this game that we haven't seen so far this series. And that the defense to offense aspect of Dallas in this game is something that we just had not seen so far. And so like them being able to consistently generate a lot of stops on Boston led to a lot of those transition looks and a lot of those paint points as well. And yeah, I have it here too. 23%, 3 of 13 from three in the first half. And they still finished the first half up like 30 points. This was a really dominant game from Dallas on both ends of the floor. I also liked the contributions from non-Luka. It wasn't even really that great of a game from Kyrie, but just like overall contributions from the rest of the team. In the first half, Dallas had 19 points off the bench on 86% true shooting. Boston's bench had 6 in the same stretch. Derek Lively alone in the first half, I think he had 9 points. He definitely had 10 rebounds in the first half. And yeah, he was phenomenal. He was all over the place, and it was really good. Oh wait, am I tripping? Derek, oh shit. Did he only finish with 2 in the first half? Did I have the whole game open? I feel like I'm going insane.
Derek White?
No, Derek Lively.
Well, when did he make the 3? It was early on, right?
Yeah. Okay, no, I had the wrong box score open. Yeah, Derek Lively, the first half, 6 points, 10 rebounds, 66% from the field, 1 of 1 from three. It was in the first half. So yeah, he was great. And again, the way we've talked about it all year, if the rookie class, if it wasn't literally Victor Wembanyama and also Chet and everybody, he would be a gargantuan story. And he is now. Like, people are starting to give him his flowers because he's the last rookie standing in that regard. But yeah, he's been so good.
Yeah, he's the youngest player now to ever hit a three in the finals, and it's his first career three as a center. He also there's a ton of crazy stats from this game. So he's the first rookie since Magic Johnson to have consecutive double doubles in the finals. And yeah, there's just a million things going on. The craziest things are with Tim Hardaway Jr., the garbage time Tim Hardaway Jr. massacre. He didn't come in until the game was already over, and then he went 5 of 5 from three, and that broke the Mavs all-time record for threes in a finals game. So I guess Dirk never did that. And then the only players to make 5 threes and a quarter in the finals are him, Steph, and Ray Allen. So the historic shooter, Tim Hardaway Jr.
Tim Hardaway Jr. If Luka can't win with this guy, who can he win with? This is ridiculous.
I saw a Twitter graphic that was the updated Finals MVP ladder, and he was 4th.
Oh my God, that rocks! That rocks. He's he's just a winner every time he's on the court. Don't look at the plus minus shit for Game 3, where they lost his minutes by like 20 points and they won everything else. He's a winner, baby. Yeah, it was a shocking game for Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm glad he only got garbage time minutes. That felt like a real tangible change from Game 3. I don't know why he was in Game 3, but like the shift away from him, again, to Dante Exum, to Josh Green, giving those guys his minutes.
To Maxi
Kleber. Like, yeah, Kleber is he's really good defensively. That's why, like, I thought he was going to be out for the whole postseason when he got that shoulder injury. Was that in the Thunder series?
That was in the Clippers.
Damn. Yeah, I thought he was done for the year. And that was big for them because he is like a really capable defender, especially if he can be solid from 3 on low volume. He was 1 of 1 in this game. Yeah, I liked pretty much everything Dallas showed us. It's difficult to be as desperate as the team that's down 0-3.
Hungry dogs run faster.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And so I think Horford mentioned that he's like mic'd up. He's like, they're just way more desperate than we are. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. They're literally on the verge of losing the finals. So I'm probably on board with you that we don't get an overlap of all of this shit at the same time in terms of stuff going wrong for Boston, or just like Boston making mistakes. I don't even know if we need to qualify it as stuff going wrong, because I feel there are still ways, even with Dallas and this defensive approach, there are still ways for Boston to generate good looks. Like you said, there were passes that could have been made that would have been efficient looks offensively. I feel like they can play better defensively. If Luka is playing like this, he had like 25, 4, and 3 on 59% true shooting in the first half while going 0 of 4 from 3. They'll still have their hands full, but they can play better defensively. And yeah, I just think, I don't know. Then you're also like, if you're Dallas, you're asking Tatum, don't get hot. Literally just keep playing dog shit, be awful the entire series, which
hey, maybe that's reliable.
maybe it is. Like, maybe he's literally just going to be bad this entire time, but you're also asking Jaylen Brown to do that. That has proven to not be a successful approach. He can be really good, especially if Tatum starts making those good passes. And, you might get another great Drew Holiday game. You might get a Derek White game. There's just a lot of factors. And so what's the deal with Porzingis? Have you heard anything about that?
So they said he was active for the game, and like he was on the bench.
He played like 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure.
He did?
No. Okay, I'm tripping. He didn't. So he was definitely active though. And yeah, I remember I was shocked. Like, Xavier Tillman comes off the bench. I'm like, okay, so like, you guys are just trying to be nice and make him feel good that he's active. Like, this is not a real active, because why the fuck isn't he playing? I mean, if that's serious and he can't play for a little while, it's definitely an in for Dallas. You felt, especially Lively's presence on the offensive boards, that felt like a spot Porzingis might have helped you out in. Even if he's not the most dominant rebounder, just having another huge body out there to kind of counteract what Lively's doing, that's something that Xavier Tillman isn't really good at recreating. And so I'm gonna go Boston wins game 5 at home, but I mean, I hope they don't. I hope they lose. It's just me being realistic. I feel like that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, Tillman is a big drop off offensively. He's way less dynamic. There was like a play where he like tried to throw up a touch shot during the rim and it like didn't get close or got just swatted. I forget what happened, but I was like, man, not great. But yeah, Porzingis, I really don't think he's coming back because the sports doctor guy on Twitter, James Cho, something like that, he used to work for the Chargers and he got in trouble for drugging those guys up. But still, he's a reliable guy on Twitter. He's usually pretty right on. And so he said if he does play, then he won't be able to move like at all. He'll just be there to hit like spot up threes and just stand in one spot on defense. So I really don't believe that he's going to do anything. If he does go out there, they'll probably target him. But yeah, I wouldn't count on his return. Drew Holiday he was a minus 38, which is now the lowest in a finals game since the stat has been tracked.
That was almost my game. It would have been too hard, but I wanted to like see if you could guess which finals the lowest plus minuses came in. There were some surprising names in there. A few were from like a Lakers Celtics late 2000s matchup. I think one was from I think the Heat Spurs, which that makes sense. The Spurs blew them the fuck out of the water. There was just it was cool. Like I think Lamar Odom is number 3 on that list.
Well, I know Kobe's in there because Jason Tatum made history. He's the only player to be over more than minus 30 twice. And so he was a minus 36 in the finals against the Warriors. And then, Kobe was a minus 35 in 08, and then Tatum again, minus 33 in this game. So he's right in between Kobe. Or Kobe's right in between him. Tatum sandwich with Kobe in the middle. Ooh,
nice.
But so Drew Holiday killed them the game before just off like opportunistic cutting. But in this game, like Luka made an emphasis to play him on ball. And honestly, like if Luka's locked, he probably could handle Drew Holiday, because playoff Drew Holiday on offense, not the
ball creation. He's not good. Yeah,
not the best offensive player historically. And like I feel like he's a very strength based player, and he doesn't have that edge on Luka.
Yeah, I agree with that. There were several possessions where Drew will get by him sometimes if that's like his primary matchup the whole game. But just in terms like if you can have your choice, if you're Dallas, like Drew or Jaylen Brown, it's going to be Luka on Drew pretty much every possession. That said, I do think Luka deserves praise for playing as well defensively as he did in this game, which he's getting a lot of also. People are always going to be ready to praise him for that. But I was going to ask, so is Tatum, what do you make of this Tatum finals? I'm shocked that it continues to be this poor. Like, this was a game I think he finished the first half with 15 points on 6 of 6 from the free throw line, and then 4 of 9 shooting from the field. So it felt like a game where you were like, maybe Tatum, maybe he's gonna play all right. And then he finishes the game with 15. He doesn't score in the second half, and he ends up just going 4 of 10. He takes one shot in the second half. They're down 30 already. It's just it's ugly stuff from him in this series. Yeah,
the scoring has been pretty bad throughout. The defense has been mostly good, I would say. And then the passing was bad in this latest game. I think it was probably fine before then. But overall, he's just he's just not the most consistent guy in the world. And then I feel like there's probably some pressure on him, like despite them being on the best team in the league and like they dominated all year long. I think he probably like wants to perform really well, and so he got off to a bad start scoring, and then now I think there's probably he's feeling pressure and he's like trying to force it, and I would imagine that's where the missed passes come in from this most recent game.
Yeah.
Just really trying to force it, and especially on an off night for the rest of the team shooting.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he is just bad shooting, big moment for a guy who is not invincible.
Yeah, and I mean, people have been like dunking on him the whole postseason, and I understand the Tatum defenders talking about all of the stuff he does well and how largely it is like fundamental to Boston's success on both sides of the ball. Defensively, I think he does a ton of shit and is so switchable that like they can't necessarily run a lot of the same sets when he's not out there because he just provides so much on that end of the floor in terms of both.
Also, I should point out that minus stat I talked about earlier where he's with Kobe, I forgot to mention it's all NBA first team players that were that high up in plus minus.
Okay.
So I think that's an added element to where Tatum has been routinely making all NBA first team, right? But once we get to this stage, it doesn't quite feel like it.
Yeah, no, he straight up does not feel like it all. Like all NBA first team, you're telling me he's like one of the 5-ish best players in the world. It doesn't feel like that right now because the scoring, like coming into this series, I think if he could score okay and be this level of playmaker, then that's something you could take away from this series and be like, whoa, Tatum. Like maybe he wasn't the best at scoring, but like the playmaking that he showcased, that's an aspect of his game we weren't really like sold on that now we know he can do at a high level. The fact that he's scoring this poorly, it does kind of take away like a good feeling about his playmaking just because it's not like some people have framed it where he's like making the sacrifice and letting
how he has framed it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not just going to try to score a bunch when I know that my team can handle this and I'm just going to make the right play and everything.
It's not about me, guys. I'm just playing my role, which is most shots on the teem by far. But I'm sacrificing, guys.
It's insane. And like, just this idea that he is laying his reputation on the line in order to like lead to team success or something. There are plenty of opportunities for him to have like a 25 point per game series. That would be extremely reasonable given the shot volume he has had in this matchup. And like that's not even like if there's room for him if he was a really, really great scorer to have like 30 points per game while the Celtics still play at a very high level and he's a good playmaker. And he just hasn't really stepped up to that level. And so for the people who defend Tatum and his defense and his playmaking and the impact and all that, I understand it. And I'm not like full on, he's complete fucking garbage. I was expecting more out of him in this series. And the fact that it's gone on and now they've lost. And so when they're winning, it's easy to say, oh, look at all the stuff he's doing to impact the Celtics. But when they lose, a harsher light does kind of come down on those 15 points, 40% shooting. It doesn't look the same as it does when they win 10 straight playoff games.
Yeah, he's definitely the biggest loser of these finals. Like, Luka got it the one game. He got the Brian Windhorst viral rant. But Tatum has been dumped on like, It feels like it swung back the other way. Like there were years where NBA media, mainstream media was way too high on him. They were like trying to manufacture him into being a star, probably just because he dunked on LeBron as a rookie and because they were like, man, we need to build up someone here. And he has been good like early on, and he's always been surrounded by a great team, and people just want there to be a star on the Celtics. They want there to be the whatever next Larry Bird or whatever. And he's a nice guy. So he's like, kind of face you would want for the league.
Yeah.
And so he got pushed into discussions that he probably shouldn't have been over the years, but now I think it's swung too far the other way.
Yeah, and I don't know. I that could be a fun off-season thing, is to retroactively look at Jason Tatum over the years, because if you asked when he was like 23 and all NBA first team, and he's like 27, 8 and 4 on really good efficiency while like being 6'10", great defender and a great 3-point shooter. That's somebody who, again, at 23 years old, if you're projecting, I'd be like, they could be a top 5 player. Like they're yeah, that's in the cards for them. But now we're here and we have the benefit of hindsight with all this, and he just has not materialized into that. And all of the issues, like you said, in terms of consistency, especially, whereas in previous playoff runs, it's been like a game-to-game concern. Is he going to be 15 points, or is he going to be 32, 34 points and get really hot from 3 or mid-range? You haven't even seen the hot shooting in any capacity in this postseason. It feels like it's been exceedingly rare, on top of him not being a particularly like dominant inside finisher or anything. So yeah,
and he's got an ugly jumper.
And it's only gotten uglier because he got stronger. He got stronger and he's still playing the same way. So yeah, it's just there's a whole combination of factors that make him a little bit frustrating, a little bit underwhelming, even though he has seen so much success and his team still leads 3-1 in the finals. With, I would say, even though he hasn't been the best producer in these finals, best player in these finals, really, would you still call him the best player on this team?
In this series, no, but
yeah.
like in general, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, I don't really feel like there is a Tatum Brown debate, even though there have been Brown games in this finals series, much less in this whole postseason, where, you know, he hasn't just been capitalizing on Tatum's gravity. Like, he's had extremely impressive individual games where he has stepped up and won. But generally speaking, I do think his numbers look so good, largely as a result of how much Tatum has pressured the rim and tried to be a playmaker and acknowledged that his scoring isn't there. And so I think that, to me, that's what defines a player's best team, is the player, the defense is constantly fucking swarming and worried about getting hot. And that's been Tatum for most of this postseason.
And I saw someone on Twitter say, when Tatum isn't scoring well, he's still like super high level defender and a good playmaker, which he wasn't a good playmaker in this game. So yeah. Not this game, but they said when Brown isn't scoring well, there's really not too much going on. And I've liked Brown's defense in this series, but yeah, it's just in overall game, he's not as strong as Tatum. And then a lot of his scoring success usually comes as a result of being able to play off of the attention Tatum gets. So, but in general, I think the story of this team is just like the overall level of high quality talent. It's just not very many A plus guys, but obviously like Luka is better than anyone they have. Yeah. And then like good Kyrie feels like he's better than anyone they have, but like they just have so many guys who can do so many things.
And they're a great matchup for Kyrie, in terms of Derek White and Drew Holiday. And so like even if you do think good Kyrie is the second best player in this series, they're so good at not letting good Kyrie exist that it almost like doesn't matter at that point. And so, yeah, I agree. Yeah, they're in this level because they don't have anyone you can ignore offensively. They're so talented. They're so deep. And largely they have, been dominant offensively through a group effort and everybody being on the same page, everybody making the right decisions. We haven't gotten that in this. We didn't get that in game 4, I guess. We got it in the first 3 games. Joe Mazzulla said something. Damn, I wrote it here. Talk. I have to go grab my notebook real quick.
He is the only reason that I would be okay with the Celtics winning. And if they do blow the 0-3 lead, I will feel bad. I'll be worried. I'll be like, no, he cannot be blamed for this. They better not fire him, and he needs to be around. I need Joe Mazzulla public appearances in my life for the foreseeable future.
Okay, his mic'd up. They mic'd him up in the huddle, and he said, it's just one advantage. We haven't had one more passes. We haven't had any of that. We're getting away from our offense, and we need to get back. He said that when they were down like 18 points, and I feel like that was the story of the game for them offensively. It's just, Dallas came out the best defensively they've looked this season, or this postseason, I guess, or in this finals, whatever you want to say. And as a result of that high-level defense, Boston really strayed away from the recipe that has led them to this dominance. And I feel like heading back to Boston, you have 2 days to regroup and really like refocus on that recipe. I feel like for Boston to play this way again, that would surprise me. Even if Dallas wins again, I don't think Boston is going to look like this.
Yeah, it would be crazy if they just shot this poorly for 3 more games. That would be like completely unprecedented. So I would bet on them closing it out next game.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wrote down about game 4. When it's this kind of a blowout, there's not as much like super dynamic shit to talk about. Do you have any closing thoughts on the game?
You know what was crazy?
What?
When the Celtics are getting thumped and they bring out their garbage time 5-man lineup, I think their garbage time lineup still has 5-out spacing. Is Brissett, can he shoot threes? He can, right?
Jacoby Brissett? Or wait, who?
Oh shit.
Oh shit! Jacoby Brissett is a quarterback for he played for the Patriots. I remember that. Let me see. O'Shea Brissett, 27% from 3 this season, and he's a career third. There was a year in Indiana. It was 20 games. He shot 42% on like 4 attempts. But yeah, in recent years, he's been shit. So
okay, so
4 out.
So Cornette. I think his shooting numbers are probably not that good either, but he's kind of a shooter. And then Pritchard, and then who were the other 2?
Sam Hauser, is he in the garbage time lineup? Or
he might have been. And then I'd forget, but there's a lot of guys out there. I was like, man, this team's crazy.
Yeah, they definitely. I don't know. They have a bench that could be cool in a couple of years, which that doesn't help them now or even next year, really. But yeah, fuck. I don't have any other thoughts. Do we have? So we ran through our games, and we're at I think 55 minutes right now. Are you cool with calling that for an episode? Or do you want to pad this bitch out?
Yeah, we could call it.
All right. So this is the first episode of the new format that we talked about, you guys. We'll be back Wednesday, I guess, and we should have a NBA champion to talk about. That's what we're staking our reputations on. Is the Celtics are wrapping it up, baby. So if we're back on Wednesday and we're talking about Game 6 preview or whatever, just know we're stupid. We don't know ball.
And I forgot to tell you, I made a new outro for us last night.
Oh, shit. Dude, you guys are in. Dude, okay. New format, new weekly update schedule, new outro. We are literally, we were never gone, but we're super back.
Pau Gasol, take it away.
Take it away, baby.
Lay down